Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope that you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day. You should be, because the market is still up and it's even up a bit more than it was yesterday. It's very nice to finally see a sea of green back in the market, because we all know this is how it should be. We had some great news the last couple of days, and even today we also have some very bullish news from a number of market experts, you could say. First up, we're going to talk about why Ripple popped up a bit more in price. It is because Ripple Foundation's chief market strategist, Corey Johnson, said that XRP is not a security in an interview on CNBC on April 12th. I believe that was yesterday. Johnson told CNBC Wednesday that Ripple was not a security, as to allay speculation that XRP had not been added to cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase due to questions over its status. Johnson said, "We absolutely are not a security. We don't meet the standards for what a security is based on the history of court law." Coinbase and Ripple had discussed the possibility of adding its cryptocurrency XRP to the exchange, but according to Johnson, they did not broach the topic of XRP status with regulators. Johnson said, "Coinbase never ever raised the issue of whether or not XRP is a security in our discussion about listing XRP. We're 100% clear it's not a security. We don't meet the standards." Coinbase also told CNBC that they did not discuss regulations with Ripple, and that their conversations revolved around more broad criteria for adding assets to the exchange, which kind of lines up. I don't know if you guys remember, month and a half ago, Coinbase released this entire thing on Twitter where they were talking about exactly what you had to do and or be in order to be an asset that was added to their platform. And then maybe 3 weeks later, they changed it. And everyone was trying to figure out exactly why they changed it. This could be why they changed it to more favorably suit XRP. Who knows at this point? Classification of digital assets either as securities, property, or currency is difficult in the US, as the government is yet to develop a clear regulatory structure. In an interview with Cointelegraph in March, CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, said that Ripple has always strived to work with governments. I'm not going to read it because we've read stuff like this before. Ripple has made it clear that they are trying to be at the constant forefront of any type of regulation that they saw coming 2 years ago when they were talking about it. And a lot of people thought that we wouldn't get regulations into the crypto space. So it's kind of a matter or a question of when or if Coinbase will add it. I think at this point it will do something to the price, but I think a lot of people have kind of moved on and they're paying more attention to what Ripple as a company is doing. Next up, Winklevoss IP, which is owned by the brothers Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, has been granted a patent for a system to enhance the security of digital transactions. This is according to a patent document published by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the SPTO, on April 10th. According to the patent, the new system is an improvement to computer security technology that seeks to embrace a system, method, and program product for processing secure transactions within a cloud computing system, implementing common cryptographic encryption principles. As the authors claim in the patent, the system would provide a secure means of data verification in order to prevent unauthorized access of information over external data connections. According to the patent's abstract, the described computing subsystem would operate the first electronic processing request, then verify and decrypt the first signed data before producing the second processing output that would be encrypted and transmitted to a second subsystem involving a second private key. So it looks like they're pretty much trying to expand Gemini in some sort of way, and it looks like they're going towards cloud. Why was I saying clang? I don't understand anymore. Cloud computing or something along this lines, but this is apparently very big news. This is on every single news website. They're talking about exactly the fact that they've received the thumbs up for this patent. So good luck to them. Next up, so according to Pantera Capital Management, a cryptocurrency hedge fund with 800 million plus in assets under management, in a letter to the investors they cited on Bloomberg, "For those who are new to Pantera, we might think a fund manager like Pantera would always be saying, 'Today's a great day to be long.' I rarely have such strong conviction of timing. A wall of institutional money will drive the markets much higher." This is according to Pantera's Dan Moorhead and Joey Krug. They wrote this. He said, just look at the track record of Pantera. Pantera, which first gained exposure to Bitcoin in 2014, has only made a trio of buy calls and single recommendations in the past 7 years, as per their note. So they're not reckless about making these calls in the least. The latest call of Bitcoin bottoms comes on the heels of Bitcoin breaching its pivotal 200-day moving average, which reflected the long-term trend. So we spoke before about possibly the end of April being the time when things would shoot back up, but apparently this is right now, because they are not the only people or funds or groups or companies to come forward saying that this is actually the time where things are going to happen, because it is the time. I don't know what else there really is to say. This is the exact same thing. Danny Masters, who is a commodities trader turned CoinShares chairman, has been a Bitcoin believer since 2014, having recognized early the top cryptocurrencies use cases as both a disruptor of gold and fiat money. Masters, who is in a former life led the energy trading desk at JP Morgan, and whose funds are having a strong year this year, told CNBC Bitcoin is the play at the moment. I like Bitcoin. I think we've seen a lot of liquidation. I think we've seen a lot of leverage come out of the market, which was probably a little too risky for some people to hold on to, and that's come out. In addition to Bitcoin, the other player this year is select projects in the altcoin ICO ERC20 space. He said, pointing to good developers and non-forkable blockchain-specific ideas, you can select tokens that have been beaten down and are quite attractive to the market. So this was a big standout for me, not so much the ICO part, but the ERC20 in particular, especially because of Coinbase mentioning that they planned on adding some of them, and as well as the non-forkable. I haven't really covered this too much, but the entire reason that Bitcoin had gained so much popularity is because it was the number one coin, but when it started to be able to be forked, a lot of people were kind of staying away from it because it takes the idea away that it is digital gold. It is this unbeatable asset that no one can really tear apart until you realize that Bitcoin can then have babies and everyone else can then control the babies, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of heavy developers are now looking for coins that you cannot fork, or just not in the code that you are able to fork them, because they want to be able to say, this coin is this, it cannot ever be anything else, and you cannot make a secondary coin from it that claims to be faster and or better than what we already have. Masters also suggested in the panel discussion on CNBC that it's a mistake to compare cryptos to other asset classes. Instead, he prefers to listen to industry veterans who have been around cryptocurrencies for the past 5 years and who will give a very, very different feel than the research being put out by traditional Wall Street firms such as Bank of America. He also made a statement about Bank of America's grouping Bitcoin among the biggest asset bubble in history, saying he doesn't remember their bullish call on Bitcoin's way up. I have said this thousands of times. All the people will continue to say that Bitcoin is a bubble. If you Google around for a minute and a half, you can see they were saying the same exact thing in 2010. 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They have said it continuously. Sorry, that is my phone. Once again, my phone is always, sorry about that, always ringing. And these same exact people, none of them called the price of Bitcoin going up. They constantly said when Bitcoin was 150, it was definitely, this is it. The price is going to go down. When it was 5,000, they said the same exact thing over and over. And some of these are the same exact companies who are trying to get into cryptocurrencies because they realized they missed out because they're idiots. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for this video. Some very good news on all fronts. I think we are in a space right now where everyone is very optimistic for the future and the prices of cryptocurrencies. I really hope that it continues to move up. I hope that as tax season ends in America, more money is pushed into the market, just from everything else that we've been hearing as well. And I hope that by the summer, we are all smiling every single day. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. Thank you once again for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.